Check, check. 1, 2, check. Just making sure we're in the building. Just watch the countdown clock.
Check one, two. Mic check. Okay.
They're gonna send you.
Cool.
They're gonna verify your
How was
phone
your
now.
week? How was your 2 weeks, technically?
You know what? Save it till last week.
Oh,
Send,
that's
they're
good to
sending.
hear.
They're sending a
Okay.
verification.
Okay.
You gotta give me the code.
Okay. I did too. Yeah. Took a couple people out to eat. You know. No. Yeah. And that's the first. And that's the first thing I thought about. I said, I didn't take no pictures. Nobody's gonna believe me.
02.
Okay, here you go. Oh yeah, yeah. How much time we got? Cool.
Yeah, I'm giving y'all time to get your chat room together. Oh, we're talking all over the thing. They know we're here. Yeah, give me your time to get your chat rooms going. Then we're gonna make it work. All right. Yep. What is it? There you go. And that's not HHBBU. That's actually Hip Hop Boulevard. Okay. Yeah, that'll work. I still have to mute the microphones. We're so angry at Gary Facts right now. We're hostile. Yeah, we almost there, y'all. Give me a second. Got another 2 minutes to go. All right, y'all. 2 o'clock. I'm about to hit the button.
Ready?
Yeah, we're ready. It is what it is. It's happening. Did y'all get your notifications? Because you all should have got notifications. I got one. Come on, man. Don't let Gary Facts do this to us this week. All right.
The Z with a S.
And there we go, y'all. I'm in the building. And
Fun today.
boom. All right, y'all. It is not the real discussion with Rock Logic. It is the conversation with my man Al Pizarro, Trouble Mall. Gary Facts is in the building. You know what I'm saying? And it's going down this week. We had a dope ass week 2 weeks ago, right? It was a great show that we did, and that was the launch show. Right? So right now, we're going to get into the follow-up show. And we're going to find out if y'all been doing what y'all was doing with them cards. You know what I'm saying? I went out, I did something, you know what I mean? And with the gift, right? And we're going to explain the gift because we have a flyer of the gift right now. So those of y'all that didn't get it last week, this week we're going to talk about the gift in detail so you'll know how it goes down. Once again, this is the conversation. We want to thank everybody that rocked with us 2 weeks ago. The viewership was crazy. We didn't have an email address, but now we do. Apparently about 5 minutes ago. Yeah. Hey. Oh, hey, guy. Hey, Gary. Oh, that's Shara Wells is in the building. What's up, Shara? Nice to see you. All right, Mama. Yeah, we see you. We here. That's just to let you know that we are live, without a doubt. Later on this afternoon, I got the One Night Show.
Oh.
That's at 4 o'clock. That's incredible. I have an attorney general coming on that show, so we'll be ready for that at 4 o'clock. Yeah, it's looking good, y'all. So listen, man. I'm giving y'all a chance to get your watch party started before I move into, and your shares, right? Make sure you share. Tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. Yes, y'all. And we're gonna do a little something like this, a little something like that. And 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and once again, this is another bi-weekly installment of the conversation, right? Sponsored by Hip Hop Boulevard, right? Hip Hop Boulevard sponsors the conversation. And as a matter of fact, let me hit the record button because I'm going to record this time. You know, I mean, it already goes up on YouTube automatically. But just sometimes, you know, we decide to like make a commercial or something. You know what I'm saying? I want to have access to it. So I know some of y'all looking to my left and you're like, what is Gary D doing on the show?
Did you change his name to Gary Fax?
Yeah, I'm sorry. What is Gary Fax doing on the show? And it says Robin. Well, he's sitting in Robin's seat. That's what's happening from the Real Discussion with Rock Logic, Gary D, Rocky D, and Robin. Yeah, Gary Fax and Robin. Gary, what's going on, man? So I know we've been hounding you a little bit about this email thing. So what's up? What are you doing here? Let's figure that out.
Yeah, let's figure that out.
What am I doing here?
Took a month off leave.
Robin Walker's in the building. What's up, Robin? She got the YouTube notification.
Robin's in the house.
Robin,
right.
do you see the Gary sitting in your seat, by the way? Yeah, we're going to talk about that on the phone tonight. Okay. So, yeah, Gary, what are you doing here? What's up?
What am I doing here? Well, unfortunately, I missed the first show.
Okay.
I was dealing with an asthma situation.
Okay.
So then I needed to catch up on what was going on. So I knew this was a bi-weekly show. So I was like, I need to come down, sort of make my presence here. Because Al, he has me down as hip-hop, you know, as a consultant for hip-hop.
And the 15-year-old kid after your job.
Yeah, somebody's after your kid, boy. Yeah, you jacking up.
So I'm here.
Okay.
I'm here. So
it ain't cool that the CEO made the email 5 minutes ago. I'm just saying.
That wasn't. Hey, listen. Don't make me have to give the facts out, okay? But I'll take that one.
All right, cool. You can take it on the chin.
All right.
Grand. What? Anything else? I was going to Trouble Mall right now.
I'm here in the house, so I.
Don't make him nervous, Rock.
I'm sorry.
You know,
I might be shaking him up.
I'm here in the house with the team, and I'm going to be fully involved with the Hip Hop Boulevard podcast. I mean, I love the name. I love what's going on. The gifts, the gift cards. I think those are going to be very big.
And we're going to talk about that.
And Rock, you're
big shout out to my man Supreme, John Smith. What's up, brother?
you are also one of the board members, the advisory board members for Hip Hop Boulevard.
I am.
And you head up the record label.
Yes, I do.
So,
yes.
Big shouts to you.
I'm the president of the Hip Hop Boulevard label. And, we're doing a project, and this is a dope project. And we're doing volume 1. We're just getting a lot of music, and we're trying to shape it. Now, I just want you guys to understand, this is not an instant thing. Big shout out to my homegirl, Nubia, who, she's got a song going. I've been listening to it. Peso sent stuff in already. So people have been sending in stuff, but this is not an instant process. You know what I'm saying? Just because you hand it in doesn't mean you're down. It's you handed it in, I'm putting it somewhere, and once I have enough music, then I'm going to formulate a concept that will be the album. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we're trying to do right now. So right now, the album itself is actually formless, right? The form's going to be created by the content. Once we figure out what the content is and we have a bunch of songs, we go, okay, you know what? This is dope. This fits what Hip Hop Boulevard is trying to do. This fits what Hip Hop Boulevard is trying to do and we represent. Then we'll have an album. You know what I'm saying? But we're not just going to go willy-nilly and just like, I'm just going to take music and slap it together. You know what I'm saying? And that is an absolute recipe for failure. You know what I'm saying? We're going to take the dope stuff and we're going to do that. So that's what's been happening. Trouble Mall, what's going on? Where you been? Let me switch the camera to my man.
Oh, wow. It's Darth Vader on the screen. Look at that.
What, do you see? No, wait, let me transition over so you can see you.
Yeah, I want you to see it.
Look at this. Look at this.
Hey.
My man's like, I am letting you people know I am so not getting COVID.
Safe, distancing, COVID protocols. Al is getting his together. People, please, it's all good here. It's all good. Listen, I got an announcement.
Yeah, what's up?
I got an announcement. I am officially no longer Troubled Mal.
Oh, word.
And I am changed my artist name to Ty Dre, which is my middle name.
Who?
Ty Dre.
Ty Dre.
Yes.
T-Y like D-R-E.
Yes.
Basically, okay.
It's official.
Because now we got to change that. Because now you see
We
it's
do.
Trouble Mal.
That was Troubled Mal right there.
This
And
is
it's-
gone.
That's. I don't know who that guy is.
Anymore.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. I
don't know.
So we are we do? Is it like a
This
Prince
is the part
thing?
of the look too.
It's-
This is the
oh,
back.
the-
That's a joke, people.
Okay.
I'm not. I'm joking.
It looks like you're diving. Like it's like a diving mask. I'm like, oh, if I had a graphic, I'd put water in front of y'all.
We need a windshield wiper on this sucker. That's all. It would be good.
It absolutely positively looks crazy. So how's the week been for you? Everything else been good?
The week's been good. I've been getting ready for my next song release, my big song release. I'm actually announcing it tomorrow, so this is actually exclusive that I'm just saying right now. For people that don't know, I'm a hip hop artist. I'm a TikToker. I went viral on TikTok last week with 800,000 views.
That's what's up.
It was 700,000 when he sent it to me.
When I said it to you, it was 700.
Okay.
Now it's 850, 30,000 followers.
That's all I'm doing.
I thank all of y'all.
Oh, I gotta give you the horn too.
Give me the horn. Give me the horn.
Yeah, I gotta give
You
you
got
the
a funk flex bomb?
horn. No.
Okay.
And I feel so deflated right now.
I tried.
I'm gonna get a bomb though. I'm
Okay.
going to get a bomb for the next show.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
And lastly, before I pass it to him, I am, because I didn't say it last time, the youngest committee member of Hip Hop Boulevard.
Word up.
Congratulations.
that is a fact.
That's a
Except
fact.
for the 15-year-old that wants to take over what Gary does.
Right.
I forgot what
Sorry,
Gary
Gary.
does.
There's a
Just
dude.
look,
There's a kid straight out the womb that's ready to take over what Gary does. He's fresh. You can still
I
smell the
see, I
placenta.
see.
So look, this is about doing things. This show is about doing things.
Okay.
Period. So we talk about something and we do it.
Right.
So last week, and I just want to make a couple of things happen, it's real quick. We talked about an email address.
Yes. You
We have an email address.
Oh, Al, you want to move the mic closer to your shield.
Somebody,
There you go. Yeah, because you're fighting through the shield.
you
So,
are my son.
there you go.
There you go.
Perfect.
Okay. All right.
Go ahead.
All right,
You good now.
so we have an email address. Hip Hop Boulevard, theconversation@gmail.com.
Yeah, we finally got that done, right? So it's Hip Hop Boulevard, the conversation @gmail.com.
That's correct. All one word.
All one
people.
word.
And Boulevard is BLVD.
Okay, so it's the abbreviation of Boulevard.
Correct.
Okay, all right. Well, if you see the logo, you know, already you already know from looking at the logo, which is all right. Cool. So Al, listen, it's you, baby. Let's go.
No,
What's the content?
So let's talk about, you know what? Last week we talked about getting an old school and new school rapper together. I didn't get no old school people call me up. I didn't get not one response. Do you get anybody from a new school responding?
Yeah, I got a couple, a good amount actually.
Okay, you want to shout them out real quick? Who you got?
Yeah,
so far?
please.
Because we're gonna put the pressure on the old school pioneers today. Because I didn't get not one pioneer that called me that was interested.
Al, so excited. Stop banging on the table. It's causing the cameras to move. I was like, I did not get one
Gary's supposed to tell me
damn
that.
old school. yeah. Don't bang on the table. Oh, Robin said, does he have a Twitter handle? Are we on Twitter?
Not yet. Gary?
Oh, see now?
Hey,
Did you say senile or see now?
see now.
Okay.
You're gonna be the scapegoat for every
Now, see,
every L.
I just get back and I'm the bad guy.
And,
So,
and
Gary,
Robin loves Twitter.
next episode, we'll have a Twitter.
You'll have the Twitter page by the next episode. You'll have your Facebook page by the next episode. Okay?
There we go.
There it goes.
So
That's
Hip Hop
good.
Boulevard, the podcast. So
it's
we,
said in front of everybody.
I said it.
Okay. Well, listen. So
Document.
we're calling him to task, right?
Okay.
He said it.
Yeah.
God's right. His mouth to God's ears.
That's right.
All right. So listen. What are we doing this week?
So-
What do you want to talk about the gift?
Look, we're giving them out to everybody, so that way they can go and do what they need to do. It's a path forward kind of thing. When you go to a store and let's say somebody's behind you and you're ordering your lunch, it's a real simple concept. I'm gonna pay the guy's lunch behind me. You give the card to the guy at the counter and say, "Hey, I'm gonna pay for his lunch. Give him this card. This is coming from us as a gift. Hip Hop Boulevard's giving you a gift." So the card is not a debit card. The card is not a credit card. The card does nothing as far as purchasing. I want to get that clear to everybody. Because I'm getting emails and texts. You are, how much money I got on the card? No. It is just...
People try to swipe the card. So I swipe it, right? Where's the chip, Al?
So
I have it on the screen, by the way.
good. That's the flyer that we
on the
did.
screen. Uh-huh.
So that way, because like we said, we're about doing things, and it's what we're doing. But I understand that some people took some pictures actually when they gave the card out.
Yeah.
And gave a gift. So
Yeah.
do we have pictures of those?
Yeah. Hold on. I'm gonna do that right now. And I'm not. Listen, I ain't gonna front. I was a little confused about it too, right? Because, and the lady in the picture, she's confused, right? So we're at the grocery store, and I'm paying it forward. Some groceries, some stuff she wanted. I'm paying it forward, and we were all really confused. Who was really confused was the girl at the register. She's like, "What is going on?" I'm like, I'm paying for her stuff, but so are we gonna use that? You see, they're like, is there money on the card?
Right.
Like they're thinking it's like a gift card. It's like, no, I got to use my own, credit card, my own money, to get it.
Pass both cards.
So you can only imagine the frustration of the people on the line behind me, like, what the hell's he doing? And then I'm like, yo, Rocky D, take the picture. I need the picture for the show, right? So it was a very frustrating 6 minutes in line when we were doing that, but that's what the card is about.
And then you
Yeah,
give the
so-
card to the person you gave, the gift to. Or
Right.
you give it to the counter. It depends on your situation. And they'll give it to the person. Like if you're in a toll booth and you're paying for your toll and you want to pay for somebody's toll behind you. That kind of thing. So basically it is, look, hip hop gets a bad rep for a lot of things.
By the way,
Hip
what's
Hop
up?
Boulevard.
What's up, Kathleen Pickney? I see you in the building. She said that's a great incentive, by the way.
That's my
Thank
mom.
Yeah. Whose mom?
Mine.
Oh, that's your mom. Okay. all right. Big shout out to mom.
So
Yeah.
if we could do this in the name of hip hop, you never know who you're gonna bump into and all that. They might not even like hip hop music or got their different version of what it is or their perception of it.
Right.
It gives it a different perception. It gives a different message. It automatically does something, and that's what we want to do. Everything that we do on this show is about doing something automatically that's gonna take an effect, because that's the premise of the company. Hip Hop Boulevard is by creating a change through hip hop.
Right.
And I commend, see, Mal is a perfect example of Hip Hop Boulevard doing the changes, because when I called Trouble Mal, he had no idea that I wanted him to get involved with Hip Hop Boulevard and all that stuff. But we can no longer have a division between our old school and our new school. And the only way to do that is by actually acting on it.
Yep.
So this is the actual production of
Because how
doing that.
trouble? I mean, hold on. Ty Trey. Ty Trey.
Yes.
How old are you actually?
I am 24.
No, he's 24. Listen, and we've been making records for almost 40 years. So
Right.
that's kind of like, that's where it is. And that's generational, right? And that's what's important, because you are the future of the music, right? We are the, not the specters, but we are the gatekeepers of the music. But you're the future of the music. You know what I'm saying? No one's waiting for the next MC Sticky album. You know what I mean? Because they all grew up with me. And that's what a lot of artists have to understand. And I want to delve into that for 1 second. You know, a lot of the old school artists, you have to understand, no one's waiting for your next album because they've all grown up with you, right? Your generation that you affected grew up with you, right? So they're not going, listen, I am not politically correct. They're not waiting for the next Grandmaster Flash album or the Bambaataa album or the Spoonie G or whatever, right? But when you take and you get down with young brothers that they are waiting for their next album, this is exposure for you. Like, you can win if you get down with the younger brothers that are the future of the music. Case in point, right? And God bless Busta Rhymes, because Busta Rhymes #1 is an anomaly. Okay? Old school artist, went platinum.
Right.
New album. And then along that ride, he took MOP with him. You know what I'm saying? And then they did a song, and now their career has been rejuvenated. So the thing that Al is talking about, he's 100% right. You young guys, you older guys, stop resenting the younger guys, because the younger guys can reinvigorate your career and introduce you to a new audience. Are we right, Al?
Correct. And You know, a perfect example of the LL, what he does with the Rock the Bells radio station.
XM Sirius,
Okay.
yeah.
So there are people that are doing different things, but let's take it a step further. Let's go and challenge ourselves. Let's push the envelope. Let's keep on doing things and being more innovative and knock down the walls. Stop being afraid somebody's gonna take, steal, copy, duplicate, abuse you, do all this stuff. Just do and worry about all the other stuff later, because if you do your due diligence, you don't have to worry about that stuff. So that's it. And I hit the table again. Gary, you're supposed to tell him don't hit the table now.
Gary, come on. You have one job of many. You have one job of many.
So we were talking about the new artist that Trite
Yeah.
has. So you have a couple of artists that are interested in doing this collaboration with old school hip hop artists.
Yes, from not even just New York, going all the way to Virginia.
Let's shout them out. Let's definitely shout them out.
I mean, yeah, we got OnStar, who
OnStar.
yes, you know
That's my,
OnStar.
yeah. That's my guy. Yeah.
That's my brother. Who's a great MC. Young, driven. We got people like Blue Bynum from Virginia and Zeno Waves and Didi Me from New York, female. We got a lot of all types of rappers that's in my generation that are willing to help bridge that gap. So we got this side together. It's the
So
other side now.
so this side got to get together. So we have to on our next episode. I'm gonna push the envelope. I'm gonna have at least 3 old school guys that'll commit.
Okay.
All right, cool.
At least 3.
Okay.
Okay. Johnny Wall, get ready. Ray Vaughn, get ready. Ray Carter, get ready. I'm naming some names. Get ready, people, because I'm coming for you. So that's what we're gonna do. We didn't complete it. We got half of it completed, and the other half gonna be the old school guys. So hopefully the next episode, we will have them that they agree to work on a track together.
Yeah,
we
and that'll
can
be
move
great.
on.
That'll be great. Yeah, I want to get there. I just want to get there. You know what I'm saying? And I just think that, these guys are missing the boat. You know what I mean? In terms of just not really realizing that this is an opportunity for you. You know what I mean? Nobody, there were no 24-year-olds going, oh, I'm looking for the next Cold Crush record. Like, no one cares. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a harsh reality, but it is a blunt truth that I want to speak to them and be like, yo, B, we got an avenue now and a label with distribution that we can put this thing together and introduce you to an entirely new audience. And yes, will they look at you like, grandpa's rapping? 100%. But if your rap is dope, if your lyrics are dope, and you come with that heat, they're going to respect it.
Yep.
That's it. And that might even be that maybe the young blood might have to write your lyrics for you. Because maybe you ain't
If you
there
don't do
like
that.
that. Yeah, maybe
If
you
you
ain't
don't do
like that. Maybe you're not like that. You know what I'm saying? That's all. So just to make you sound current, or maybe I have to touch up the lyrics just to make you sound current. What I'm trying to say is, think about what we're trying to do and get your ego out the way. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to reach a generation that we don't speak to. I don't speak to 24-year-olds, 23-year-olds, 20-year-olds, 16-year-olds. I don't. I'm 54. Yeah, I can't. You know what I mean? It's not possible. So sometimes, and I've done it. You know what I'm saying? The last song I did, somebody wrote for me. They were like, yo, this is what you need to say. And I was like, okay, that's what I'm going to say then. I didn't even argue. I didn't care. Sounded whack. I was like, oh, no, it's kind of whack. But it was me communicating to a younger audience.
Right.
And I had to let that go, and I did, and it worked out really, really well. The record went double platinum. You know what I'm saying? I didn't write it. I didn't write it. I just want to be clear. I did not write it. Someone else told me what to say. And all the parts it's on it. And that's what's important. You know what I'm saying? And it worked, Al?
So now that we talked about the gift, which we introduced the first episode, we talked about what we wanted to do for the second episode. Let's talk about a new subject. I got one for you.
Okay.
GoFundMe accounts. GoFundMe accounts. When I saw Houdini's GoFundMe account,
That was heartbreaking. Yeah.
It really hit me hard. And I tell you something, preparation in life is the most important thing that you have to learn when you're young, so that way you can apply it when you get older, regardless of your status. And it seems like the hip hop community is missing that boat. But we're gonna talk a little bit about that, but let's talk about one of the solutions that we could do.
Okay.
And I would like to see more people share the GoFundMe information. Let's take a perfect example, Dr. Dre for Yo MTV Rap, and place it on their website if they have a website, and place it wherever they can if they don't have a website. That it stays there until the person reaches their goal. And I think that because he's done a couple of interviews, there's been articles on his situation and everything, and I think that doing it that way would help them reach their goal a lot faster. What do you think?
I think that's powerful.
Ty Dre.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you were about
I'm
to
sorry.
jump in.
No, I wasn't.
Eye contact.
I was trying to remember the new name. I want because naturally I'm gonna go Trouble Mall. You know what I'm saying? So Ty Dre.
Let's go get. You gotta
Go
get
ahead.
used to it. Right.
Go ahead.
No, I think that is very special, very powerful. It's such a double-sided sword when it comes to GoFundMe's. People are so quick to say, "Oh, well, they must be really struggling to make a GoFundMe." Times must be really hard to make a GoFundMe, and it doesn't have to be that negative story around it. So I think changing the narrative of that, especially in the hip hop community, especially like this artist like me, that yes, I'm doing pretty good, and I'm very thankful and blessed for all the opportunities that have came to me so far. But at the same time, I don't got all the money. You know what I'm saying? Like I do need help. I do need help to help fund that next music video or that next song or whatever the case is. And relying on the hip hop community or relying on friends and family and my supporters and followers, sometimes making that platform like, hey, I will take a donation. There's nothing wrong with that. So I think that's very special as a third call to action.
Yeah.
I think when it comes to GoFundMe, I totally understand about new and upcoming artists using it as a way to fund what they're doing. But when it comes to the old school artists like Houdini, I mean, I was like shocked.
Yeah.
No, like Houdini, like they were one of the acts that helped build Rush Management. They've toured all over the world, so it begs the question to me, the business end, like, was their business taken care of properly? Because we see all these artists who in the early days, were touring all over the world. They had gold and platinum records. And then when stuff happened, they're launching a GoFundMe page. Dr. Dre, he's been on Yo MTV Raps. They're groundbreaking. It went around the world.
Yep.
They did a multi-million-dollar syndication deal with Clear Channel Radio for the morning show. So to me, it's just shocking.
Yeah.
Like, what was the bit? Because look, and I'm gonna be real. Like, we don't see white artists doing that. You know what I mean? Like, you got white artists who's independent, and when they go, and if they get sick or they're in trouble, they don't even go to doing GoFundMe pages. So with the hip hop community and anybody that knows me, I've always been about the business and like, take care of your business, because many of us, we have a good maybe 10, maybe 15 years in it. So, but when you're done, like, at least have your business taken care of. So God forbid, if you're sick or terminally ill, you could take care of yourself. Right. And unfortunately, with a lot of hip hop artists, I mean, it's and look, one of my business managers was Bert Padell, and Burt Padell was one of my mentors, and I've seen a lot of things through him. You know, and he's represented everybody from Puffy to Run DMC to Madonna, and I've seen a lot of things through him. He's told me a lot of stories, and it's like some artists, it's like once they get the money, they want to go wild out. You know, I mean, I could tell some stories, but it's like, you know, it's important for us as hip hop artists and our community to really start to get into learning the business. And I think for the younger generation coming up, I think that's something that we could pass on, you know, for you all to start learning the business. So when a point comes where, God forbid, you're sick, you know, you have stuff taken care of, so you ain't got to go do a GoFundMe page for medical expenses.
I want to interject on this.
Go ahead, Al.
Okay. So there are different parts of this, different segments that we have to discuss about the GoFundMe. But I want to talk about what we just mentioned. Hip Hop Boulevard is going to have a button. It's going to be Hip Hop Boulevard Helps. And on that button, when you click it, it's going to go to a GoFundMe page of whoever GoFundMe is, all right, that we go in and just reach out to more people to help them reach that goal. That's what we're going to do. And we're hoping that more people that have their websites, you know, like Jazzy Jeff, okay, Positive K, and people like that do the same thing. Just put their content on their on your website and keep it there until they reach their goal. Because helping them get their money is one thing. Money for different things is a whole different subject, and money for health reasons is a different subject, and how they got there is a different subject. Those are all different things that are going on with GoFundMe. And yes, it is one thing, their pride gets a little hurt, you know, it's a little crushed because you're doing that. The second thing is, absolutely, people are going to say, what is it with this community? And when I say community, hip-hop community, what is it with this community that it's always a GoFundMe with them, but you don't see the other artists do it? Exactly what you mentioned, Gary. But all these things are topics that we can't tackle in one show because it'll be undeserving to all those that do it. It's too many different subjects.
Right.
How do they get there? What are they using the money for? Do they realize that they get taxed on this money? You know, all the different things that come with a GoFundMe account. Or is it an easy way to get money? Whose GoFundMe account is legit compared to somebody who's not? Do they not want to spend their savings and want to do a GoFundMe? There's a lot of different things. And how do you get respect with your peers when you do something like that?
Right.
I mean, right now, the chat room is lit up on this subject. I mean, what I'm looking at right now,
Yeah.
Sharia Wells says, oh, you getting juicy. Not sure what that means. Okay. There was an A-man in Cherry Road. She says, hey, Cherry, what's up? She says, hi, Rock. Robin Walker says, there should be an account
on
held
the air.
for newly signed artists to support old school artists like insurance. That came from Robin. Robin says, our generation is dying. We need to save them. Your mom says, Kathleen Pickney says, always have an emergency stash. Always take care of your needs first and then your wants. So that's what's been happening up. And Mitchell Graham says, we all need help. And big shout out to DJ Switch. She's tuned in. And I want to say something, because I agree with what we're doing here at the table, and I agree with the conversation we're having. But it's bigger than it's bigger than hip hop. Here's the deal: minorities don't get insurance. Yeah. We just don't get life insurance. We just don't do that. We think it's too expensive. We think it's not necessary. We don't even realize that life insurance in itself is a financial tool. It's like a savings account if you get the right life insurance. Hell, you can get a $100,000 plan now for $12 a month, right? So it's like we think we're not going to die. You know what I'm saying? So let's get clear, people. Everybody dies. Everybody is going to die. Everybody is going to need to be buried or put away with some sort of respect. And the deal is this: we have to get an insurance policy at this age. I've had an insurance policy for most of my life that I paid into. Not because I wanted to. I was ignorant too. But my parents were like, yo, you got to pay into that. You got to pay into that. You got to pay into that. And I still have that. So this way, if I do hit the dirt, I'm taken care of, and you ain't got to GoFundMe. You know what I'm saying? And that's and I think we should do the GoFundMe 100%. And I think we should create a system that we contribute to our old school artists. I think we should definitely do that because all that needs to be in place. But in the same token, they need to be educated and be like, yo, B, you need to go get some insurance. They got Liberty Life and Mutual Life and the one that the dude that died was, like they got those things, and those plans are like $10 a month. $10 a month and you're getting $3,000. You listen, $3,000 is enough to cremate you. You know what I'm saying? It's enough to burn you. You know what I mean? Now, if you want a funeral, then you go for the $100,000 plan.
That's
right?
10 G's.
That's $10,000 if you want a real funeral. But then, you're going to, instead of spending $12 a month, it might be $20 a month. You know what I'm saying? It isn't even that big of an increment for you to be able to do that. So I think that that's also important too. You know what I mean? Like, they got to understand, like you need insurance.
So right now, our concern is let's help those people that have a GoFundMe account reach their goal. Cause in my perspective, I look at it as the least time that they have to get their money, the less hurt that they have here and here. So if they get their money in a month, they're good. They say, okay, I did it. If I felt a little funny about it, but I got the money, I'm able to take care of my medical needs. And I'm talking about medical needs and stuff like that. But when it lasts 5, 6, 7 months, that's a hurt that can do some damage going forward in your life. Because your stature of your name, I always tell people, fame doesn't pay the bills. You could be famous and not have any money.
And not have a dime.
So I'd rather have the money to take care of the bills than be famous.
Amen. Hold on, I gotta hit that. I really gotta hit that. Because that's the truth.
So with that said, we already know what we're gonna do. And everybody who has a website, if you have a website, it should be automatically, I'm gonna put a page and I'm just gonna dedicate it to whoever they may be. Tomorrow it may be somebody else. But today we're highlighting Dr. Dre because of the fact that he's at, I think, 37,000 from his $500,000 goal. And he's a close friend of ours. I know we all know him pretty well. And he's gone through some stuff, and we all need to step up. And not for nothing, let's bring this back that we talked about before. How many artists are able to write one check and solve that problem?
A whole bunch. There's a whole bunch of artists that are at the top of the pile right now.
That was on this show.
That could write one check
They was on that show.
and just solve it. You know what I'm saying? There's a host of them. Just a host.
So if this show can get to any one of their ears, step up, man. Do the right thing. Because when you were starting off, this was the guy who put you on his show and let you do what you had to do to become the person you are now.
Yo, MTV
Okay.
Raps launched a lot of major
That
careers.
$37,000 that he has, that's a joke in comparison to what you could do with one check. So step up.
That's a joke compared to how much money that show actually made.
Live, we're back.
That was weird.
Try to cut us off. We was speaking too much.
Hey,
much
so trying to cut us off now.
The
speaking too
man
much
trying to
facts.
get us.
Too much truth.
Cut it down.
The
cut it
man
down.
hit the button.
Zuckerberg was not having it. He was not having it.
Wow, that was
So, and this doesn't go just to old school artists. This goes to new school artists that are making that bank, that are able to do that.
Now, Al, can I present something to y'all?
Go
as,
ahead.
As just being a devil's advocate, right? Because there's always people that got different perspectives on everything that we say, right? For those that's in the younger generation that would say, going back to what you said, of okay, well they messed up. you know, they older. I'm dealing with my own things right now. I'm trying to edge my name in the stone, and they already did that, and now they didn't handle their stuff and they didn't get it together. Why should I care? Why should I be putting my money towards it?
Because you're going to be that person 20, 30, 40 years from now. Because this is what other older cultures than ourselves have done for generation to generation. We're the youngest culture worldwide. When you think about cultures like America, China, Japan, the British Empire, all that stuff, we're the youngest one. They take care of all their seniors or their older people, their patriarchs. They do that consistently. We're the ones that don't do that. And the hip hop culture is a culture that in itself is more destructive inwards than anything else. We need to step up. We need to change the narrative.
I like where I was at with that, and I'm gonna add to that because he's right. We are the youngest culture, and let's just be clear about the youngest culture. And I want to be sort of a little bit in depth in that. When we talk about the youngest culture, right, we're talking about the American experiment, right? Everybody at this table, we are a derivative of something else, right? And we are the only culture that we are a derivative of something else. Al is a derivative of Indian, Spanish, white, right? African, right? You know, you're a derivative of something. I'm a derivative of something. We're a mix of tribes and cultures. That's what we are. And we were created in the United States, right? That's the and in the Caribbean. We were created. So we don't have that 4,000 year rich history that China has, or thousands of years that Europe has, and then you tack onto that the effects of slavery, right? Where we weren't really taught to honor our elders, right? We were taught, our elders are being beaten and they're being and to basically disrespect them, right? So Al's right. In every other culture, there's a system in place to take care of your elders, right? And we just don't operate like that. Now, because we don't operate like that, once you know the problem, then you can change the problem and change the situation, right? The youth are supposed to take care of the elders because the elders paved the way. That's where our energy comes from. Our energy comes from you guys because you're always the future. You gotta understand something. When I was in 1977, I couldn't have even, my generation came into power with Barack Obama. Right, Barack Obama ain't that much older than me, right? I'm 54. What is he? 59? Maybe
like that.
Yeah, we could have been in high school together. You understand what I'm saying? So my generation came into power. Your generation's about to come into power, right? Into these situations. So I'm gonna close out. But you know, we're a culture. Our culture, the American culture, the American minority. We just want really built like that, and that's what we have to change. Right. Because that's why we can't elevate. We can't elevate because we don't unify between man, woman, son, child, youth, older, right? The older people look at the youth as a threat. The younger look at the youth as, I need to take you, the younger look at the older like, I gotta take you out. I gotta knock you off your mountain, right? But in all the actuality, we should all be unified and together. Right? That's why the Rolling Stones still go on tour. Right?
That's right.
That's why. They're 70 years old, 80 years old, and they still filling stadiums. That's why other genres of music that are not black music, they're still working and they're still filling stadiums. When you think about somebody like Melba Moore, who can barely pay her rent, how did that work out? You know what I'm saying? So that's why I was at with it now. Okay. My rant's done. But I think it was important.
That was facts. That was absolute facts.
So, and that's my answer to your question. And I think the sooner that we continue building the bridges and we continue talking to our young, the faster we get to where we want to get to. So the more that you bring to the table, the faster we get to where we want to get to. And every time we do this episode, every time we do this show, we grow. But we want to show the growth not only to our audience, but to ourselves. So that's why it was important. I saw a video of a military man, I think he was a colonel or a major, talking to a group of students that were going to graduate. And his speech was about 15, 20 minutes. But in the speech, he just said one thing that made so much sense to me. And that was, if you just get up and make your bed, just make your bed, you've already moved a step forward.
Yeah.
I know that video. That was he's addressing the Naval Academy. It's a dope speech. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
And he said, just start out in the morning and just make your bed. That's it. And that simple action can change the world.
Wow.
Just you making your bed. You're right. Yeah.
So
I'm gonna play that.
and so that's one of the ideas or thoughts that pop into my head with Hip Hop Boulevard. We cannot solve all the problems in hip hop, but we can talk about it and address problems that we can handle within our reach, one at a time. And hopefully, other people would take that and mutate it and mutate it and mutate it so that way it becomes something bigger. We're the first domino. We're the first domino. All we want to do is just tip it so it knocks all the other dominoes.
Right.
Well, I think that. Well, let me just say this. I think one with the gift card. I think that could be so big because everybody knows, or hip hop is sort of, it's all about me. So to be able to put that out there, where you go to the store, you hand the cashier the card and say, look, I want to pay. I want to pay it forward. It's representing hip hop. That's what hip hop is doing, and I think that's big. And then for the co-sign, what you said with the younger artists co-signing the younger artists co-signing older artists, that needs to be happening, because also that bridges that bridges our generations. So those two things, I think, could be a major impact that Hip Hop Boulevard can create on the hip hop community at large, where other people, they're going to begin to copy and follow. And I think that's a positive thing, because we want nothing but positivity and show that, look, we are a community.
I wanna interject and say, we started something a week ago with DJ Switch, and we started our news section of Hip Hop Boulevard. Now, we didn't have one. Basically what we did, we had something, we copy pasted and give the credit to whatever entity was that provided that news. But now we have our own journalists for news for Hip Hop Boulevard.
Excellent.
And we're not, what we're doing is not a cliquish thing. For those people who don't understand what I'm talking about, click. In other words, only group of people that can send me news or send her news, DJ Switch, it'll be news at hiphopboulevard.net, can send news. No, wherever you at, all over the world, if it's hip hop related and it's factual, we will post it. Because
I like that.
the most important thing, one of the most important things is information.
That's right.
How we get it out there and how we receive it and what we do with it. So I knew that the news section of Hip Hop Boulevard is so crucial that we just got a person. I want to give congratulations to DJ Switch, because she's handling that. And that just started last week. So we have our news section
Excellent.
set up. So send your news and get it posted, and we keep on moving forward.
I'm gonna hit the chat room real quick. So what we got going on is, based on the conversation, Donna Trav says, unity. Robin, what's up? She says we have to teach financial literacy. That's a big deal.
That's right.
100%.
Absolutely.
AARP for rappers. Why not?
Yeah.
But why not, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Why not? AARP,
True,
right? I got a card. I'm just saying. But even that, right? Teaching them that, like, yo, dude, go get an AARP card. You want to save money? Pop your card out. There's a bunch of places that it actually works and is beneficial, and they have insurance plans. Right. You know what I'm saying? So that's part of financial literacy. But if we actually had one that was just like, Hip Hop Boulevard, AARP. You know what I'm saying? That'd be hot. That'd be hot. Which is, I guess, where we're driving at. Switch put the hands up, the prayers up, and that's what's happening in the chat room. That's it. And teach financial literacy and unity. Very important. You're welcome.
We need everybody that watches this show to share it, like Rock was talking about before. Share it, pass it along, because what makes this show happen is you. We're going to continue to push the envelope. Every time we come here and we meet, we would have added something more. We would have done something more, and we would accomplish something that will help someone else. So, and that's the goal. Because there's no reason why a multi-billion-dollar business in hip-hop cannot take care of hip-hop people.
Right.
All over the world, and we're already all over the world. We're already there. We're already there. There's no reason why. It's the lack of communication. It's the lack of cooperation. It's the lack of, and the big one is trust. You have to be able to trust, because that's what prevents us from moving forward, especially in the minority community.
Right.
We learn as we're growing up, don't trust everybody.
Or anyone for that matter.
Right.
One.
Especially with the well, for my generation, is like we're seeing now the effects of the older generation, like you said, not having their business together, and now you're seeing biopics on it. Like the NWA biopic, you're seeing the TLC biopic, and you're seeing how, like you said, Al, like they're famous, they're world renowned throughout history, but they are not as rich as they could have been. They're not as secure as they could have been.
And that's and that's and that's the thing. A lot of them. So with a lot of these artists, we saw when they were out and they were multi-platinum touring the world and all this other stuff. We think that they're making a whole lot of money.
Right.
And a lot of that goes back to the contract that they had. I mean, I've seen the TLC situation personally. I've seen the Tony Braxton situation personally, and a few others. And it's like when now they're not big anymore, and something happens, it's like they have to turn to, do a GoFundMe, or they can't really take care of themselves. And it's disheartening.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because look, the black culture, when it comes to music, that's who we are. And unfortunately, in our generation, we have a lot of these artists that they go into these bad agreements, but to the fans, we think they're, they made it, they got it, everything is nice and wonderful, and the business isn't taken care of. I could tell you with and one of the top R&B acts back in the days, Jodeci, when they were on top of the world, Bert Padell used to turn red trying to talk some sense into Devontae and KC, because they were making tons of money, but they wanted to go buy a Mercedes, a Lamborghini, all of that, wilding out. And Bert Padell used to literally try to tell them, like, look, you need to do this, X, Y, and Z, and some of them, they don't want to hear it.
Gary, I think it's important before we end this show is to let people know who Bert is. Because you're throwing a name around, and Bert was a very good friend of mine, and
Bert was like a mentor to me. He was like my favorite.
You gotta let him know
Bert,
who he is.
Okay, sorry. Bert, sorry.
Do you mind?
Sorry, Bert.
I know who he is, but they don't.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
The chat room's like, who's Bert?
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Bert Padell is, or I should say, one of the top entertainment industry business managers. He was known as accountant to the stars. He did Puffy's deal for Bad Boy. He did Madonna's deal when she was on Maverick. Warner Brothers Sire. He did Russell Simmons. A lot of major artists. He renegotiated Tony Braxton's deal when she was broke.
Wow.
So he's a money man.
He's a money man. And let me put this out there. Some artists may talk bad about him, but I've been in his office and seen him pay rent for some artists when they couldn't even pay rent. So he was the money man. He did try to tell a lot of artists and try to teach a lot of artists about money management. But a lot of them, when the money was coming in, they didn't want to listen.
If you go and you Google some of these artists and you say what's their net worth, you're gonna be surprised.
Absolutely, Al
that
is
their
right.
net worth is $1 million, $2 million, $3 million. But what do they have? Because it's not liquid.
It's not liquid, right?
Okay, they're probably worth more when they die than when they're alive, and more conversations to have.
Yeah.
This is,
I mean,
this is a
whatever.
very deep conversation. Like this can go many episodes.
Yeah, it's going, right?
Yeah.
What I like about it, Gary, is you introduced that it wasn't just rappers, and I'm going to go one step further, right? The generation previous to us, the Aretha Franklins,
that's
and all,
true.
they had bum deals.
That's
you know what I'm
right,
saying?
that's right.
A lot
Very
of them
true.
had bum contracts that they went into. You know what I'm saying? I mean, when you start to see these, and then some, you know, like Ray Charles, you know, he owned his masters, which we should. You know, James Brown owned his masters and did the radio stations and stuff like that and expanded on the business. But the reality of it is this, you know, artists. First of all, let's get to who was running the music industry, right? Okay, all right. So the music industry, you know, basically when you went to a label was probably, you know, like mafia funded. You know what I'm saying? Like gangsters been in the music industry forever. That wasn't a new phenomenon that happened with what's the dude from Queens? Gotti.
Gotti, yeah,
right?
yeah.
And them, right? That had been going on for years. Gangsters have been running the music industry for years. So when you went in there, you're thinking you're going to get a fair deal, and you don't get a fair deal. You get ripped off. And this didn't start with hip hop music.
Nope.
This started in the 60s, in the 50s, in the 40s. This is when this thing started. So what I just wanted to show that it wasn't just a rapper thing, that we got bum deals.
Right.
Bum deals have been, you know, dealt out to black artists for, you know, 70 years. You know what I'm saying? And from the, you know, from Muddy Waters. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, that's kind of the deal.
And even go even further. I mean, this is I don't want to go too deep into that because we are wrapping up. But that goes back to what you said, Stick, about it's past just music.
Right.
It started with slavery.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We've been getting the bum deals. Outside of music,
Soon as we got on the ship, we got the stick.
they just figured out a way to put into the number one money making thing for the world, which is music. So it's deeper than that. And you know, I was having this conversation, and that's why I was devil's advocate earlier, because I had a conversation with one of my friends, and I was telling him about, you know, the bridging of the younger artists and the older artists, and he was like, well, you know, I don't think the industry wants that. And I said, what do you mean by that? And he was like, well, you know, they always put us against each other, you know, the younger and the older, and they don't want to see that continuation of that through the music industry. And he brought up the example. He was like, even with Macklemore, white artist, but he was blowing up as a hip hop artist, right? He was charts, you know, charting everything, performing everywhere, every big awards, all of these streams being sold. And he brought up the fact, as soon as you seen him perform, I forgot what award show it was, but he brought, who was it? Melly Mel and Kaz. You have never seen Macklemore again. If you really think about it. If you really think about it, you never seen him perform on that level
Ever again.
ever since that performance.
That's very interesting.
He put them on a remix because he sampled them. He put them on the remix and had them perform their own verses, and they did the whole performance going through the town, and everybody was big old thing. When have you seen Macklemore perform like that again?
Yeah.
A white artist, they did that too.
I can't even remember the last time I saw him.
The only way, hey, you see,
Hey,
every show I'm gonna be doing
I
something.
like that fashion.
That's very nice.
Fever, okay, you rocking Sal, okay.
He's got the official Fever Records mask.
See that?
I love it.
Look, every time that people get together, it messes up the agenda. When people unite, look at us. It messes up the agenda, because the more that we unite, the more that we're able to move a lot faster and do a lot more things. We have to understand that Hell yeah, they don't want us to be talking, doing things together and all that stuff. Because you can imagine Melly Mel, Cash, and everybody else, Kumo D, and the Great Peso, and, you know, Tila Rock and all these guys, they're waiting. They're like lions right now, waiting to pounce on something that they can hold on to do what they got to do, because it's like they said, I ain't finished yet.
Right.
I'm not finished yet. You know, like I got much more to give. But that's another episode.
And we are at the end of this episode. I love it because
This is good. This is great. This is great.
And it is what we actually had was the conversation.
The conversation. This is what it's supposed to be.
That was real, man. Listen, so we're back in 2 weeks, right?
That's right.
Al,
February.
yeah. I guess it went around like the 4th or something like that. What date are we looking at?
I think that's the 7th, but let me go look.
Yeah, the first
Let's
week.
give you guys the dates so that way you guys lock it in your calendars.
Yeah, let's get that going. Let's let them know. What do you got?
Okay.
Can't find my
Has to
calendar.
be the 7th.
February 7th
Yep, it's the 7th.
All right, good. So next time we're on to be February 7th.
at 2 o'clock, right?
Yep.
A week
February-
before Valentine's Day.
Yes, exactly.
Week before
And
my birthday.
Look at that.
once again, I'm going to show
Honey, I'm
the.
going to have flowers. Don't worry. I'm going to be with you. Have Valentine's. Love you a lot.
There goes the
you go.
gift. There goes the gift card again. I just want to show that Super Bowl day. Super Bowl. Oh wait.
Oh, 7th
DJ
is Super
Switch is
Bowl.
like, Super Bowl day. Oh, it's at
that's
2
what
o'clock.
Wait, the Super Bowl don't start till like 6:30 or
Exactly.
something. Like,
DJ Switch.
so
was
we got time.
Listen, we going on at 2 o'clock. Listen, y'all still gonna be preparing buffalo wings and making pizza,
Right.
So you know
That
what?
was
Y'all
playing in
listen
the
to the show.
background.
Exactly. So I'm just saying, it ain't complicated, and we will all make it home in time for the Super Bowl.
Absolutely.
DJ Switch. You know, I love her. She's up in Connecticut. She's so dope. So listen, man, that's it. We did it. We pulled it
Great.
off,
This
man.
is great.
Al, brother, you know we're gonna talk during the week, and what's the email? Before we sign off, what's the new email?
Hip Hop Boulevard, the conversation at gmail.com.
It's Boulevard spelled like that?
BLVD.
Okay, just making
All
sure
right,
for those people.
just like the logo, and as you can see it is over my head on the signage. It says Hip Hop Boulevard. It's right there, so you guys can definitely do that. Big shout out to Mom Kathleen. She says
Hi,
great
Mom.
show and thank you, and that's so awesome. So guess what? We'll see you in about 2 weeks. All right, and stay tuned. An hour from now, 4 o'clock is when I'm going to do the One Nighter show, and y'all can go to One Nighter on Facebook. That's ONENYCHA, and we're gonna have the Attorney General actually on that show. So we're doing that. Okay. All right, bet. Let's do it.
Yeah.